name is Laura Azevedo. I am here because I want to get an arts degree. Moment when I realized I was dyslexic, when I was taking a reading exam in elementary school, maybe like 3rd or 4th grade, and I couldn't read it because I was so stressed out that all the words were just kind of moving around and I couldn't read any of the words. And so what happened is that was the first and only test I've ever cheated on.
My name is Patrick Deffenbaugh. I'm a visiting assistant professor at Colorado State University, Pueblo. I have a condition in my eyes that is called, the technical term is called phoria. The layman's term is wandering eye or lazy eye. My right eye has a mind of its own and it takes off. So what happens is the brain shuts off the vision to one eye. So even though I have 2 eyes that function, they only work one at a time. And the problem is, as you're reading across the line of text, your eyes switch. And when they switch, you skip words, you lose track of things, and it makes it really difficult to read. And the last time that I saw a doctor that was talking to me about having it fixed, he actually made the remark, he goes, "I don't know how you ever learned to read."
The concepts were still sticking to me despite not being able to read the content. So if someone explained to me what the text was about, I could still write 6-7 page essays and be fine. However, the English language is not meant for someone who can't read. There's always like the handful of English teachers or the handful of like general teachers who actually realize that I understand the concept just fine. And it's not that my grammar skills are lacking. It's not that I can't read in like the literal sense. It's just I don't think the same way as other people.
And if I had any advice to a student with a disability, I'd say just make sure that when you're done, go back over very slowly and check everything. And you'll find mistakes, but you'll find them. And sometimes you have to go back over several times. And if you have a disability, then that's one thing that I would clearly factor into the process, is that quality control at the very end. Go over and look very slowly at everything carefully.
I have to write like 3 times as much as other people. I have to make sure my essays are read 3, 4, 5, 6 times before I even turn it in. And I've gotten used to it now, but that first year here was painful. I want to make sure that my work is always pristine and has a level of accuracy that I want to share with the world, which is why I do so much in class. It's why I do so many extra things when I'm trying to design something for a project. It's because I want it to be the best it can be, because I want to put my best foot forward no matter what's going on with me. So I still want to be the best person in the room despite having issues, because I don't want my issues to define my ability to do things. So if any person comes up to me like, "Oh, you're obviously dyslexic because you spelled this wrong," I'm going to kick myself because I didn't want them to know. It's not their information to know. It shouldn't change their ability to have faith in me to do the same work as anybody else.
I don't think I would identify dyslexia in what we do and what I teach, but if I do know, yes, I'll be a little bit more patient and I'll approach it a little differently. I'll explain things and I will teach kids how to overcome the same way that I overcame and just compensate them by developing other skills.
When I was in elementary school, I'm like, I must be stupid. Clearly everyone else is getting so far in reading. I was like level 1 reading in 3rd grade and everyone's like level 12. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
You know, if you grow up with a disability like I had, and and a lot of people don't understand, and they might look at you and think, well, the kid can't read very well, he must be an idiot. I guess it was sort of a little bit of a fulfilling thing for me to be able to compete at a very high level and do very well.
At this point, I'm used to it, so I'm not going to cry over it if I didn't know how to read something. It's not that hard to be dyslexic. It could have been worse. I feel like I could have been missing a foot. That would have been a much harder issue, I feel like. People who are crying over dyslexia are more crying about the situation they're in rather than the fact that they're dyslexic. So if anyone's ever worried about being dyslexic, just find a good support system. If it's not your biological family, it can be your adopted family. It doesn't matter, as long as you have some person who believes you and then will support you no matter what. Just don't use it as a crutch because it's lame. Acevedo. I'm an art student and I'm dyslexic.